I think in many of these disease states, there is becoming, I mentioned the autism and Parkinson's situation, a groundswell of interest in these things. And in many cases, supplementation would be reasonable. If you go to this whole issue of chronic diseases, and you look at the number of chronic diseases that, for example, NRF2 upregulation is effective in, you realize that probably half of the population in this country has one of the chronic diseases that would benefit from such boosting of NRF2 related detoxification enzymes. Because I mentioned diabetes, obesity, and on and on and on. So really, you could view all of those people as candidates for supplementation, even regardless of the diets that they chose to eat.
And you mentioned before some of the doses in the studies, but I'm curious, is that what brands are using to kind of inform their own dosages? If I'm walking into the supplement store tomorrow and I want to buy a sulforaphane supplement because, let's say, for example, I just don't like broccoli. I'm telling fibs because I do love broccoli. But if I didn't like broccoli and maybe I travel a lot, I know my diet's not great, I want to get a sulforaphane supplement, and I look at all the options out there, what am I looking for to kind of separate something that might be inferior quality to something that is trustworthy and is actually going to give me the benefit that these studies have shown?
First of all, I get the impression just from what I see of the supplement industry that there's, I won't call it price fixing, but all the supplements seem to cost about the same per bottle of 30 or 60 tablets. I think the more responsible supplement companies, which also equates to the larger ones and the more well-known ones, do a pretty good job of going a little bit on the conservative side of the dosages that would be prescribed if you followed took a mean of all the published literature, and which is difficult to do. And usually that winds up being, as I say, something like 30 to 50 milligrams a day, but you can't really equate, because of the difference between glucoraphanin and the addition of myrosinase or not, and sulforaphane or not, and because there's so much incorrect labeling and incorrect analyticals in the industry, you do have to be very careful.